Hi. So this is my week 21 review. I'm going to do one of these each week, typically on a Sunday or a Monday, just to record and go over what happened in the previous week and how I'm feeling about that, and just any points of note. So why it's 20, this is one of 21 is because, or 20, what did I say, 21st week review is because there's 21 weeks to grading as of last week. We're now in week 20. The weeks leading up to just last few weeks have been huge. This past week had a couple of major things. We had a Bokken seminar, sword seminar, on the Saturday, and on the Sunday we had I had to present all of my weapons kata and weapons deltas to my grading coordinator for his first look at everything. He'd seen one of the deltas before but had not seen anything else. Basically for him to have a look and let me know if I was on the right track or not. So that was a very stressful day. And basically last week was really just a blur of preparation, just trying to get through the week of work and getting up early every day to run through all of my kata, practice the bits that, that I felt were still a bit lacking, in smoothness and proficiency. And I'm still trying to remember them all. Like I'll talk about that in another video, what we've actually got to prepare and put together. But it's a lot, and it's still, some parts are still in a bit of a state of flux. So, just remembering them all and then having to perform them under that sort of pressure for assessment, that's very tough. So the same goes for the deltas. We've been working on them, it seems like forever. They've been probably started those 2 years ago or 3 years ago, just generally working through ideas, but seriously in the last, couple of years, and more especially in the last 6 months, just distilling down the ideas and getting it to where it's nearly of performance quality. Well, I hoped on Sunday. And I'd only recently shown my own instructor 2 weeks ago to get feedback, because they were ready at that point to get feedback. So there were some parts of those that I hadn't quite committed to memory or wasn't moving around very well, and we certainly hadn't done any of it really up to full speed. So the pressure we were put under on Sunday to perform all of that and do it to speed and do it with accuracy, obviously, because you've got weapons, you don't want to hurt your delta partners, and it really went very well. The experience while in it was incredibly stressful. Your adrenaline's pumping the whole time, and you just want to make sure that you're doing the right not doing the right thing, doing a really good job, and to have to be going over everything and trying to remember. He changed some things in there and then have to do them immediately, I found very tough. I often find being in that situation sometimes can be really triggering for me, from stuff that's happened in the past. So being put into that really high intense situation where it's physical and got people coming at you, I do sometimes find triggering. In looking back, I've only realised that that's a thing. But ultimately, I was really happy we got some amazing feedback. He was really happy with what we presented. We were told it was of a high standard, and he was absolutely thrilled with our weapons kata kata, like the forms made up and display with the weapons. So from what I had hoped to get from that session, and I'd asked him to come and do that because I wanted to put myself under that pressure because I needed to know, was I on the right track? You know, if not, what did I need to work on? And ultimately from that, I was able to get the job done to a high standard and got the tick of approval, and probably more than I expected as far as a tick of approval, so that I know that I'm on the right track now, and now I can just keep going in the right direction and move forward, because we have now less than 20 weeks to go. And a lot's got to happen in that 20 weeks. And this isn't the only thing on my plate. So, yes, very happy with the success of that assessment. It just gives me confidence to know that I thought I had everything in the right place, and I do. I think the bits that really, looking back, the bits that really caused the stress were the bits that were not totally locked down because we hadn't practiced them. So everything else was that we'd had done before was all muscle memory. I didn't think about any of that stuff. It was a matter of these bits that we just changed within, a couple of minutes and then had to, smash out. They were the ones that really caused the stress looking back. So the big takeaway from all of that is, of course, always be prepared. That's the big message for me. I'm always prepared. I always try and prepare myself for anything like that to the best of my ability. But the thing that I really need to just take from that is to make sure that the next time that's done, and which it will be, is that there's no bits that I'm not fully confident on, that I'm not have not got locked away in my head, that I have not practiced hundreds of times by the time of the next assessment. So that was the big thing, and I felt really happy that for the rest of it, the preparation that I'd done was really good. That made me feel really good. Even though there were times in that couple of hours where I was on the mat being assessed, there was a couple of moments there I thought, what am I doing? I really doubted myself. It was just because the changes just threw me, and yeah. So those moments are definitely real. God, you have them and you think, oh, I need to wait another year. No, I can't do it. But at the end of it, those moments do pass, and you've got to breathe. That was what got me through that. Breathe, and you've got to really push that doubt down, because it is not helpful. That is your body, because you're feeling so uncomfortable. That is your body wanting to, get you away from feeling uncomfortable. So I squashed those and kept going. And so I was really happy about that. So ultimately, a very successful day. I was exhausted by the end of it, by the end of last week. And so I haven't, I've given myself a couple of days rest. I haven't done anything preparation-wise, because that was what I needed. But now I'm feeling really good and feeling really positive. And I have a training day this week as well. So I've got to prepare for that. Get the practice back going again. And yeah, we have 3-hour training day with more assessment, and no deltas this week. It'll be just kata, because my delta partners aren't available. I'll discuss more in other videos what deltas are for those people who don't know, so just keep an eye on these videos. But yeah, that's my weekly recap. Things are in a good place, moving in the right direction. I've done enough to this point and going to keep going. Bye.